is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio. PHLV Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Sansu Show. Welcome, online family and friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being with us every Wednesday night at 9 p.m., courtesy of PHLB Radio, Las Vegas. Well, as you know, our country today, because it's a Hispanic month, so the very first country that I chose is Mexico. Well, we're going to talk about Mexico today, which is a neighboring country, right? Well, according to Wikipedia, just to give you a little note about Mexico, officially the United Mexican States is a country in the southern portion of North America. It is the 10th most populous country and a constitutional republic comprising 31 states, and Mexico City is the capital city. As the largest city among the world's most populous metropolitan areas. Mexico shares land borders with the United States, as I mentioned a while ago, where there are neighbors to the north with Guatemala and Belize to the southeast. Mexico is industrialized and one of the world's 17th mega diverse countries. There's really diverse in Mexico. I've only been to Mexico, like the border, but I really want to see the whole thing. Ranking fifth in natural biodiversity. It is a major tourist destination as of 2022, because you know why, all the beaches. It is the sixth most visited country in the world with 4.2 million international arrivals. My God, that's a lot of tourists. Mm-hmm. Mexico's large economy and population, global culture and influence, and steady democratization make it a regional and middle power. Name of Mexico is a let me pronounce this right. Nahuatl. I think that's how I pronounce it. Term for the heartland of the Aztec Empire, namely the Valley of Mexico and surrounding territories, with its people being known as the Mexica. Spanish, of course, is the very first language spoken, making Mexico the world's most populous I don't know how. The executive is the president of the United Mexican States. Just like United States, they have a president, and he's the head of state and government, as well as the commander-in-chief, like United States. Oh my God, the Mexican military forces. The president also appoints the cabinet and other officers. The president is responsible for executing and enforcing the law and has the power to veto bills. Just like in the U.S., that's why I talk about politics, because as our voting time is coming up. Our election time is coming up. So I want everybody, please, please, please vote. Whatever it is, just vote. All right? And it's November 5th. Don't forget. And there's also an early voting. So it's the same thing in Mexico. It's something to know. The United Mexican States are a federation whose government is representative, democratic, and republican. They also have Democrats and Republican. Oh, good Lord. I don't think they have my name of mine. Based on a presidential system according to the 1917 Constitution. The Constitution establishes 3 levels of government: the federal union, the state governments, and the municipal governments. The highest organ, I need more charges though, just to even it out, appointed by the president, it's the same thing, and approved by the Senate. So our government really that relates each other, the way the power is built, the way introduced to the people, everything. They also have a president. They also have an election, the same thing. And the Supreme Court of Justice interprets laws and judges cases of federal competency. Okay, now, ethnicity and race, according to the 2020 survey in Mexico, has Afro-Mexicans 2%. Afro-Mexicans. Now, that's one word that I never heard of. white Mexicans, which is, the mestizos, just like me. I'm just kidding. There's 27 to 47%. And they also have Asian community and Middle Easterners. This is only 1%. Okay. Now, the culture of Mexico is the cry of Dolores. It's every year on the eve of Independence Day, the president of Mexico reenacts the cry from the balcony of the National Palace in Mexico. Isn't this interesting? By doing this show, really, I learned a lot from different countries. That's why I want to talk about it, because I want you also to learn about, we can always go to Wikipedia, right? But just to highlight some of the things that we need to know, especially when we're going to visit a country, and just to help you guys a little bit. The main cuisine is rice in mole sauce, and it's really beautiful. Here in the US, Mexico is known for its, of course, the tacos and the burritos and the pozole and tamale and barbacoa and enchilada and so on, so on, so on. As a matter of fact, I didn't prepare really. I got this. I have to be honest, because I wanna get something for my guests tonight. I don't want to cook it because my Mexican recipe is not the greatest. So, so I got this from our favorite Taco Bell, our American Mexican restaurant, right? And they're very popular. So, we'll eat that later. And of course, the famous drink that Mexico brought to us in the United States is margarita. You know how it is. It's really good. And of course, now let me talk about places in Mexico that you need to see, right? If you're going to go travel in Mexico, there are the 10 places that's really, it's nice to visit, like Cancun. I think everybody knows what Cancun is. A lot of these college students, it's the first thing they want to do. I'm going to go to Cancun in Mexico. I do the wild thing. You know how it is. The earned reputation as a party and beach town. Cancun is the premier destination, for having your hair down, just to let your hair down and just be free, feel free. That's the place to be. Not just for young folks, though. I've seen a lot of old folks sort of having the hair down in Cancun. They just don't want to show on TV because, something that doesn't look right. They only show those, young people with their bikinis and stuff. But the older ones, that's one thing that I don't think a lot of people want to see. Yeah, but there are some good ones too. Riviera Maya. The Riviera Maya sits south of Cancun and covers a long, beautiful stretch of the Caribbean coastline, encompassing colorful beach towns and Mayan ruins in places like Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Cozumel, and Puerto Morelos. Less crowded. I think this is a better one for, middle age and, I'm only 25, but for a little older than the high school kids, this is a good place. Riviera. I think it's more quiet environment. You really can relax. Riviera Maya. That's my, recommendation to you guys. And then you can explore the underworld by diving at the National Reef Park of Puerto Morelos. Isn't this interesting? And then now let's go on to Maya, California. Baja California, I'm sorry, is a Mexican state in northwestern Mexico, just beyond the United States border in California. Popular for trips from San Diego. It's only 20 minutes actually from San Diego. See how the beautiful water, greenery. It's home to cities like Tijuana, Mexicali, Rosarito, and Tecate, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Beaches, deserts, and a unique alternative culture make it one of the best places to visit in Mexico. Baja California. Because because I don't know if it's really true that California used to be part of Mexico. That's one thing I still need to learn if it's really for real. Okay, Mexico City. is the capital of Mexico. It's a trip that wouldn't be complete without a visit to its bustling capital, located on the central Mexican plateau. This city is heaven for flavorful food, monuments, skyscrapers, high-end to bohemian neighborhoods, and so on and so on and so on. San Juan no, let me pronounce this right. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan is sitting just 30 miles from Mexico City. San Juan Teotihuacan, my tongue, it says Teotihuacan, is an ancient pre-Columbian city with roots stretching back to as early as 400 BC. It's known for its impressive pyramids that are still standing today, remarkably preserved to reveal pieces of Maya, Zapotec, and Mixtec cultural stories. Now, our next one is Mayan ruins. If stories of long lost civilizations that performed shocking human sacrifices centered their ancient cities around sacred cenotes and cave systems and built amazing structures from stone that are still standing today. Interest, you can go to Mexico. So it actually covers 3 states: Quintana Roo, Yucatan, and Campeche. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, now let's go on to magical towns, the pueblos magicos. Mexico's pueblos Mexico, I think it's magicos, or magic towns, are special towns designated as top destinations for tourists who want to immerse themselves in the true spirit of the country, its culture and history. Often colorful and worthy of 1 to 2 day stay. So pueblos is it's really beautiful if you want the historical part of Mexico. Now let's go on to San Miguel de Allende, number 8. Want to experience the old Mexico? Now let's go to San Miguel de Allende. It's much authenticity as possible. There's a taste of real Mexico in its food, old cobblestone streets, historic architecture, and sacred churches and beautiful designs. The main plaza is El Hub of the town. So, and then Oaxaca, I'm sorry, Oaxaca is de Juarez, referred to as Oaxaca or city, is the capital of Mexican state and one of the most fantastic places to visit in the country. As you can see, it's really nice terraces and beautiful. There are beautiful parks there too. And now our last one is Puerto Vallarta. Explore coastal Puerto Vallarta in Mexico's Jalisco state if you're looking for lively beaches, nightlife, and a vibrant surfing scene. So they also have a lot of surfing stuff, and of course, the most beautiful that I always thought of and wanted to visit all my life is the Church of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Being a Catholic, I think this is our dream come true, to really see the original statue, what it's, or the church and everything. And some of the Catholics probably knows about the history of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and what happened is it's a miracle. It's a long story, but just go to Wikipedia and check it out. It's really nice. It's, oh my God, it's something that you really need to see. The miracle that happened in Mexico about Our Lady of Guadalupe. Is the only statue of the Blessed Mother that she was pregnant. That's why she has a little tie in her dress. That's what it is, because she was pregnant at that time, when she did the miracle, when she gave the miracle in Mexico. And also, now the famous artist that's originally from Mexico, let's talk about that. Like Selena, Selena, unfortunately, her death was pretty bad, I mean, the story about Selena. Richie Valens, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, Daniel Hernandez, a 6'9", You know that kid, I shouldn't say a kid, he's a rapper. He is like in his 20s, I think. And his 6ix9ine is his rapper's name. And of course the sports in Mexico, they have the bullfight, and then they also have the wrestling, the famous wrestling when they have a mask, that they wear a mask. And of course, now the soccer, they're very famous in their soccer games. So there you go about Mexico, you guys. And I hope you learned something. Please let me know if you ever visit Mexico. Just give me a message. Hey, Sansu, I visited this place and that place, and take a picture. Nothing cheating though. You're really in Mexico. Right? So please send me anything what I talked about today. All right. And then later on, when I come back, I'm going to introduce you my special guest. And that's why I talk about politics, because my guest is in politics. Okay. So stay tuned. See ya.
Si Orlino de la Cruz ay kapitan po ng Patal Pinto sa Pinatubo. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Aita Tribe Foundation. Nagpapasalamat po ako uli sa mga bigay nyo po. Dito po ay lumiwanag na po ang namin po, community namin po. Nuulit ko lang po, nagpapasalamat ako sa inyo po. Ito po. Ay, mas pasalamat kami po sa nagtutulong sa amin po sa Aita Foundation po. Ngayon lang po kami ng ilaw na maliwanag po.
Ayun po yung Pinatubo, yung may pag.
Hi guys, we're back. Guess what? You just watched the video of the people that we actually help in the Philippines, the ITIS. And there's a video about the ITA Tribe Foundation where I'm involved in. As the president, I encourage you to please go to our website, itatribes.org, and any donation helps. $1, anything that you can help us, because that's all we want to do, is to give them clean water and build toilets and everything. So now, let me introduce to you my guest. Oh my God, he's also my neighbor, That's why we're live in my house, because we're neighbor. So let me introduce to you. He's running for this Newark School Board, and he's been actually active in the community. So please help me welcome Mr. Gabriel Arguiano Jr. Did I pronounce it right, Gabriel?
Gabriel Arguiano Jr. Yes, got it.
Hello, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
and
you.
really appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome to the Sensu Show.
Thank you for having me. Really,
Yes.
a fun pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Hello and good evening, PHLV, to the community, to the Pinoy community as well in Las Vegas. Hello to everyone, and good morning, good night, and good evening to many as well. I live here in Newark. I'm neighbor of Sansu. My name is Gabriel Arguiano Jr. I'm a resident of Newark for the last 23 years. I've been married for 25 years and still going strong. And we also have 4 children, ages of 19, 16, 12, turning 13. And then we also have our youngest one, which is 9 years old.
What are their names?
Thank you. Thank you for asking. The eldest one, her name is Destiny.
Hi, Destiny.
Yeah. My boy, his name is Giancarlo, 16-year-old. My 12-year-old, Jaslyn, and my youngest is Kaylin Cruz. She's the 9-year-old. So.
And your wife's name is?
Lily.
Lily. I met Lily and she's awesome. She's
you.
really, really friendly. And even your kids, I met some
Appreciate
of
that.
them. Well,
Thank you
okay,
much.
let me understand this. Are you a teacher? What makes you run to be in the school board?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Sansu, because I've been in the local education for over 21 years. For the city of East Palo Alto, Ravenswood City School District is the district of been a part of. I grew up in East Palo Alto, Menlo Park, and I went to schools down there on the other side of the bay. And it's really interesting on how, you're destined just to come back and give back to your community. So that's what I did. I went ahead and after so many years of going through the schools, going through the whole process, I came in back to East Palo Alto and to work for Ravenswood, which is the schools that I went to when I was young.
Oh, okay. So from Palo Alto to Newark, what's the difference in the school system?
It's totally different. So East Palo Alto is similar, but if it's Palo Alto is a little different than East Palo Alto. So it's totally
Is it
different.
more strict? That's more okay, Newark's a very small city. So is it easier to teach kids in Newark or to be involved in Newark than Palo Alto is a bigger city?
So Sansu, Palo Alto is one, and East Palo Alto.
So they're actually two different cities.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So yes, it's totally different. So the difference from East Palo Alto and Newark is that East Palo Alto is a little more diverse. We have more Latinos with African American, and we also have a lot of Polynesian, Asian American, Pacific Islanders, and we have a lot of families coming in from all parts of the world, so, which is really amazing because we in East Palo Alto we're a diverse community, like you mentioned, and really proud of who what we are and who we are and what we stand for.
Yeah.
So
because Newark is a small city, so it's diverse, but it's not as much as East Palo Alto, right? Yeah, it's more. Well, I'd say a lot of more Asian or Latinos, right? Latinas, Hispanic families here. Okay, now why run? Or what motivated you to run for the Newark School Board?
My why was I was one of those parents complaining about things that were not happening and not doing nothing about it. So the district of Newark Unified School District has had we faced a lot of transition, a lot of instability, and this is for many years now. And as a result, our community, our district itself is suffering, right? So I'm a parent in the district, so it was my obligation. It was my, I had to get off my seat and do something and make something about it.
Yes.
I felt it was really important to step up and help provide, the experience for a better experience for our students.
Yes. Can you give us an example? Some of the reasons why we definitely need help? In what area does the school system needs help?
Being transparent, right? Being transparent with the community, with our partners, with our families, our students, making sure that we have consistency. That there is really important for us to make sure that we involve our community, our partners. The more involvement that we have, the better connection we have, the better collaboration, and the better that we go ahead and move as a district, as a community. and we could thrive with doing
Yes.
so.
So do you approve when parents get more involved in school for their kids, or you want to separate? You always want to trust the teacher to take care of everything, or being as a parent, do you want to get more involvement?
Well,
How much
Sansu,
more
I mean,
involvement?
the teachers, it's really tough on the teachers already. So we want to make sure that we work as partners. It's at home, the parents have to do their part
Yes.
because they're the teachers at home. And when the children are dropped off at school, let's provide that support to the teacher. Let's also engage, let's communicate, but also share culture.
Yes.
And that's one of the biggest things that we need to really emphasize the importance of, sharing culture with the community. Let them know where you're from, and what you're about, the students. And, it's just breaking bread, sharing where you come from.
Yes. Okay, because I was born and raised in the Philippines. And in the school system, we teach students how to speak Spanish. I think that one of these days, or one of these, in the future, that the kids will learn how to speak Spanish, since the Hispanic population is really growing in this country. So it's good to know, you know what I mean, to learn a little bit. How do you feel about that?
I feel
Or
that
introduce that?
yes, I feel that in fact it's a need.
Yeah.
When there's a void, we have to fill it.
Yes. Yeah.
And speaking Spanish, learning Spanish, that's really important because you're worth more as a student coming up, and you being bilingual, having two languages. That's really it's really you're gifted with that. So
Yeah, because I know you're going to have a controversial, because it's going to be very controversial. The fact that this country is so diverse. This country is like a multi-pie, all races, everything you can think of already here, with different languages, different dialects and stuff, so you're going to have a lot of flack about it. Are you going to pursue it, or you think it's best to pursue it? Because they say, well, why not speak also Filipino, or why not speak Chinese, or why not teach, other languages in school besides Spanish? How do you feel about that?
well, I believe that every parent has a choice,
Yeah.
right? And what is it that you want for your child to focus on? Education being the first, and then if you pick up on a different language,
Yes.
that's an asset. That's really something that's really valuable.
Yeah.
So I think the more you equip your child, the more you expose them, they're more and probable to get a better job, a better career,
Yes.
and better communication.
It's true. It's true. So, what is the significant challenges that the school board system is currently facing and needs to tackle?
That's a really good question. It's Sansa, it's really recruiting and retaining good quality staff and teachers. It's tough in the area that we live in because of the cost of living is really expensive, and many of the teachers cannot afford to live in the community. So we want to make sure that we're giving them the best professional development. We're giving them the best training for them to be better equipped. And not only that, we could offer, home assistance, or give them
a better salary.
Absolutely. Not that
motivates them, definitely.
Well, that's a motivation, especially to live.
Yes,
to live here in the Bay. So
in the Bay Area.
I totally agree.
Especially in the Silicon Valley, because it is, we're more expensive. Because if you go south, like if you go to LA, the pay grades, it's definitely lower than here in the Bay Area.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're so expensive, and so definitely they need more raise and maybe a bilingual teacher, so not necessarily to be a bilingualist teacher.
Well, that's always, like you mentioned, just to have that luxury of having a second language, and for you to be able to teach it and be credentialed to be able to do so, or have multiple degrees, so you could have access to that. Having teachers is really it's a gold mine, right? Because the teachers, it's tough for our teachers to live off of what they have. If you haven't been, in the local education for about over 10 years, and as a tenure, it's really tough for you to make good money.
Yeah, and like in the public school and also the private school, there's always a competition there when it comes to the education, because they always say that when you're in a private school, they always have a higher level of education compared to public schools. But how can we merge them together so that the kids can, whatever the kids that learn from the private school can also be transferred to the public school? Would you agree to that?
Well, that's a choice. Once again, it goes back to the parents. If you have the means to be able to pay for a private school, by all means, go ahead and do so, right? But there's nothing wrong with public schools. That's I'm pro public school all day. And the reason I tell you is because I'm a product of the product. I've been through it, and it's the opportunity, and it's how you take advantage of the opportunity. Because there's so many resources out there. There's teachers, there's counselors, that we have good quality, talented teachers and counselors that guide our students to these, paths. They guide them to these programs, through the programs, and then help them, expose them to different colleges around. So they pretty much broaden their eyes, right? They broaden their vision to see what's out there.
Yeah, because they always have that struggle saying, oh, because you come from a private school, you have more advantage than being in a public school, which is that I don't think it's right, for the kids to have that little, competition when it comes to education. But one thing though, because in the Philippines, private or public schools, we wear uniforms. Do you ever going to see that in the United States, that they will generalize that you don't have to be in private school to wear a uniform?
I mean, many public schools use uniforms. Charter schools, they use uniforms. Private schools use uniforms. But it gets to be really expensive for our families. That's another cost that you have to pay on top to buy a uniform and to continue to provide for the children, right? So uniforms is just a uniformity of however, there's a lot of public schools that do utilize that, but it's not mandatory.
It's not. I mean, if it's ever going to be mandatory, I mean, what do you think? It should be, or how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I think that's how you express yourself, right? It's that you express the sense of being free and just free of speech, and you get to do and dress the way you are because it represents you. You're comfortable with who you are and how you are, and not to be on a uniform.
Yeah. Because I just thought about it. Maybe it will lessen all this bullying in school. When everybody wear the same clothes every day, because it's part of the bullying is when some other kids say, I look better than you, kind of thing. You know how it is,
Yes.
you got more bling bling than me,
Yeah,
that's why I thought about it. So maybe that would listen, but this is a very free country that really I don't think we can ever, mandate all schools that they have to have their own certain uniforms. Right?
I agree.
I agree. Okay, so now another question for you. Why emphasize the importance of voter turnout for this election in November 4th?
Wow, the voter turnout is huge because especially if we educate our families, if we educate our students, if we educate our community, it's really the community engagement that you get out of it. And the collaboration, it's huge. I mean, it fosters a sense of community, and it's a civic duty. That being said, when voters come to vote, it strengthens the bonds and encourages others to go and be a part of that. Right?
Yes.
So it's a movement.
Yes.
So voting is huge. Accountability is the other. It's really important for us to hold. The voters that are active to hold politicians, hold them, accountable.
Accountable for. Actually, also, it's the right that we earn in this country being a voter. to vote to whoever we want to make things possible in this country. This is the freedom, is the right that we need to exercise.
Yes, yeah, that's really, to create that social change.
Yes.
Really important to have leaders, but to be role models, but also be leaders on, if I tell someone to vote, you have to make sure you're voting right. The voter turnout is really important, because it changes social and political, ways of thinking and interacting in the community. So one of the things like civil rights, also you have healthcare. So if you don't have your voice in that, it's really, you can't do much, right? Because you don't have that input, you don't have a say in it.
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is you can't complain if you don't participate.
That's for sure. That's exactly what it is.
I want to hear.
So, and the last one, Johnson, would be empowerment.
Empowerment.
You empower communities. When you get them to vote, you make change.
Yes.
And really, really important, because it expresses beliefs and also sets priorities. The priorities are set. So when you do that, it brings people together. And that's what we need. We need to come together, voice our opinion, but also make the change. And not just say that you want to be the change, do it, and become the change.
And we have to look forward, not backwards.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, when you're at school board, when you're a candidate for school board, do you have to belong to a party, like a Democrat, Republican, whatever, or you can be a school board, Are you thinking what position are you applying for? Is it a director or just?
No,
it's across the board.
When you go, it depends on how many seats are open, and you just pretty much, you're running to represent
in the city, right?
The Newark Unified School District in this case, and that would be the school board. Once you're there, you sit down and you really talk about who would like to be a part of what position in the school board.
So there are different positions, like the director.
It's like the president, secretary.
They call it president and secretary and stuff like that. So you have to apply first. You get voted, and then you apply for.
Well, you sit together amongst your peers, the rest of the trustees. Of the board of trustees, and you guys decide. You guys decide as a union, as to collaborate, as what and who would you nominate one another as one. So
who would lead the group, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what position are you going to apply?
You know what? We could let him talk about that once I get selected.
You will.
On November 5th.
Remember this name, Gabriel. 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 See, in Spanish, usually Gabriel, yes? And in English, Gabriel. Like the angel Gabriel.
Your horn, that's right.
So don't forget that name, you guys, when you go on November 5th. Check that box, right? Okay, now, my last question is, this is for the fun part. Right. But before we go to the fun part anyway, let's talk about your family. I know you were born and raised in Mexico, or?
I was born here.
Here.
In California. I'm a Stanford baby.
You're a Stanford baby? Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
Yes, I do. Sí.
I do.
Sí, hablo español.
Yes. Sí. No. Gracias. That's right. But you know what? It's sad because, as I said, mentioned a while ago, in the Philippines, they teach us Spanish. And of course, I cheated in my class. So I didn't learn too much, but uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, or Celia, or this. I'm so sad. You can maybe later on you can say hi in Spanish for our viewers out there, because we're seen all over the world.
Absolutely.
Yes. And so okay, now let me ask you these questions. This is just a typical fun part question.
Go for it.
Okay. Let me see. No cheating.
No, absolutely. Absolutely not.
Okay, my first question is, favorite time of the day?
Favorite time of the day would be, I think it's almost in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
In the evening when I'm with the family and we're ready to break bread.
Oh,
Yes.
that is so, are you Catholic?
Yes, ma'am.
Gracias. So you know what I'm talking about, A Lady of Guadalupe.
Yes.
Have you been to the church?
Basilica and
In the
yes.
Basilica?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
amazing.
that's my dream. I want to see that, before I grow older, because I'm only 25 right now. So
Absolutely.
before I reach 26.
We got to make the efforts.
Make the
It's
efforts.
beautiful.
It's beautiful, huh? Okay, now, Thanksgiving. Which one do you prefer, turkey or ham?
I'm a ham guy. I love
Really?
thanks, but I love ham.
Do you cook?
No, I grill. My wife is the one that picks.
It cooks. That's good. That's good. Okay, now what's your best holiday? Which one is your favorite holiday?
My best holiday would be Thanksgiving, and you said it earlier, and just Thanksgiving for the reason being that I get together, we get to bake, break bread, and our families get together. We watch a lot of football.
Oh, of
So
course.
that's I'm a big fan of football, and that's one of the things that you get to eat a lot, but at the same time you just have and enjoy each other's company.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Appreciate that. Thank
That's
you.
why you need to vote this man. He's a family man. I always talks about his family. That's a
Yes.
good sin right there, you guys. It means he'll take care of this city, right? If he takes care of his family, he'll take care of the whole city. You know what I mean? So, okay, which one do you prefer as a pet, dog or cat?
I'm a dog lover.
You're a dog lover.
Yes, ma'am.
Me too.
Yes, I'm
We have,
so
as you
dogs.
know, as my neighbor, we
Yes.
have three babies. Do you have one right now?
Yes, we do.
What's his name? He or her?
Her name is Bailey.
Bailey. I wish I could ask you for a picture of Bailey. Okay, now. Okay, now this one is, what's your favorite movie that you want to watch over and over and over again?
Well, it's in between two of those. I love The Gladiator,
Oh,
and also the Patriot. That would be another one. So those are my two favorites.
that's your
Yes, ma'am.
favorite? So you just want to watch it over and over
I
again.
could watch it. Yes.
Do you
Yes.
still watch cartoons?
I do once in a while with my
With
daughter.
your daughter?
It shows me. Yes.
See, because my husband always say, "Sansa, you're too old for." No, you're never too old to watch
It's the
cartoons.
inner child.
It's an
Yeah.
inner child of us, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, what can you advise to a lot of young generations out there to follow your footsteps, to follow your dream about being in serving the community? What kind of advice can you give them?
My advice is just follow your dreams, your
Mhm.
goals. Um, they're all struggles. There's
Mhm.
obstacles that you'll run into. But if you continue and you focus on what you really want in life, you'll get results. And the sacrifice in between, you give up a lot of things to get something in life. So
Mhm.
my thing is just stick to your focus, to your vision, and also just be yourself, be humble and be honest, and in the way just help others while you're doing so, because you become a better person.
Well, that's a good one, you guys. And they said follow your dreams. If your dreams be in politics, be good at it. You know what I mean, and be truthful to the community. To the people, because that's what people you're serving for. And so when you were young, did you ever dream to be like, I want to be a politician? Or did you dream something else?
No, to be honest with you, Sansu, I didn't like politics.
Really? Are you kidding? Me too. I didn't learn it that much until I got here in the US.
Yes.
So what changed?
It was something. It wasn't my time before, but 2 years ago, I've been thinking about it. I've been dwelling and thinking about this, because in order for me to make a change, I need to get off my seat and really, like you mentioned earlier, tackle your fears. One of the biggest fears is politics, right? Just being in front of others, but it's not that. It's the thing of, the fear that you have the most is what people would say or what they would think about you. But regardless of what you do in life, people are going to talk.
Yes.
People are going to go ahead and say, and it's good or bad. The bad thing is the minute they stop talking about you is because you're no longer here. So do the best and what you can with what you have, and just live every day and every moment.
Yes, yes. And you develop a thick skin because people will never be satisfied. It doesn't matter what you do, man. It just never they will never satisfied. I'm telling you, because you might want to do one thing that you know the other person doesn't agree upon, and they're gonna talk bad about you, and you just kind of like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing for the people. Not for you, but for the people.
That's right. I mean, it's not about me.
Yeah, it's not about you.
It's about our students. It's about our community and how you could go ahead and make an impact.
When it comes to gun control, I know that they talked about. I know for me, I find it crazy for to have a police monitoring every single day in the school system. How do you feel about that?
Well, to monitor, to have, if you're referring to like an SRO on campus, it's always good to build that relationship, build that community, that camaraderie with the police officers. I mean, they're here to serve and protect.
Yes.
And we have to do our part to become community oriented. And, there's a lot of things that happen with,
I know this mass shooting, and it's so sad.
Well, it's always that protection that being in that safe haven. We want to make sure at first we're keeping our children safe at schools, and what measures are we taking to do so?
Yes, that having a police every single day or being guarding the school, is that something you want to proceed, or is something you want to have a police presence every single day instead of a security guard with no guns and everything? Do you prefer like a police with a gun that will be policing the whole school every single day?
So if it's for the protection of our children, I mean, already the police task force and the police, it's really they're reduced. They have a lot of not enough funding to provide. So whatever is provided, if it's given, but once again, I just go back to that building that community, building that handshake, that bridge, and for our youth to understand that they're here to help and support. So I strongly believe that my hats off to them, because they're also underpaid, and for what they're doing, because their line of duty is really tough.
They need employees. They need more men or women actually in the police force, and they're short right now. They're really short.
There is a shortage.
There's just a shortage in it. Okay, I think Governor Newsom just I don't know if you really passed the bill about kids having cell phones. What do you feel about that? That kids can't carry their cell phones in school?
I've heard about the bill, and what's proposed. The cell phones, the usage is having a cell phone, but not having capability to,
to turn it on and off.
Well, it's the flip phone, right? Like the old school one.
Yeah.
So having those type of devices to call in case of emergency, that's something that we want the parents to feel comfortable, because if the parents are comfortable with their children calling and texting them and saying, I'm okay, that's what we want. We want our families to be, comfortable
More
with them,
yeah.
and not only that, to know that they're in good hands,
Mhm.
right, and that they're doing okay.
Yeah.
But yes, the cell phone usage right now, it's a different generation,
It's
and
definitely
it's a distraction, and our children can't really focus.
focus.
No.
Yes, yes. Especially the high school students. It's
Well,
all the TikTok and the Instagram and everything.
you'll be surprised. Middle school,
Middle school
yes,
too.
yes, ma'am.
Oh, they're catching up.
Oh no, they're there already.
How about the elementary students?
As well, but you know, there's schools that really they're coming down and just making
Mhm.
sure that the cell phones are
Mhm.
put away, that they're not being utilized during. If not,
Mhm.
it's just a matter of making sure that they're focusing on education and really the time that they're there and
Mhm.
being dropped off, that they're doing their best.
Yeah. Because I just give you an idea, like when I watched Bruno Mars and we watched his concert, they confiscated all our cell phones.
That's great.
Yeah, not confiscated, but I'm just saying is they put it in the bag.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't say the word confiscated, that's the wrong word. Like they give you a bag and it's sealed,
Oh, I
so
see.
you can't use it. So, but you think about that one
Well,
instead.
well, they're recording, right? If they don't want you to record and sell that and share that,
Uh-huh.
if it's a
Yeah.
new hit or a new
Uh-huh.
album,
Yeah.
and you get the first dibs and you
Yeah.
record it and you share it, guess
Yeah.
what? They don't get
They don't get their credit.
well
Yes.
as it should be, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think they don't want other people to see his performances. The way he performed, because he wants people to focus on his music
Okay.
instead of just too busy recording him or taking pictures or whatever. So they give you this bag and it's sealed, and then they unseal it once you finish the concert. But I think it's a good one. No.
That's
But it
That's
says
interesting.
400 people with that their cell phones all cell phones are sealed. They can't touch it. They can't do nothing.
wow.
But it's
That's
cool.
interesting.
It's interesting. Something to think about. But okay, would you like to say something to our viewers out there, your family and friends, not just here in the U.S., but anywhere in the world?
Well, I just want to go ahead and just say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the moment here of being with you, Sansu, and also the PHLV audience, our Pinoy community, the community
In Las Vegas.
in Las Vegas, and it's just something that I really took the initiative to be here and be a part of this, and emphasize the importance about voting. We have to make sure that if you really want change, in the community, in the state, or in the nation, you have to raise your voice and you have to put it to work. And that's why November 5th, vote, but also vote for Gabriel Arguiano Jr. for school board.
In Spanish, say in Spanish.
Sí, el 5 de noviembre esperemos que toda la comunidad latina, también la comunidad filipina, afroamericana, y también la comunidad que estemos aquí, de parte de las elecciones, su voz cuenta, pero cuenta cuando votan. Si no votan, no tenemos representación latina, no tenemos representación de uno y no podemos salir adelante. Por eso le queremos dejar de saber y dejarles saber que el 5 de noviembre esperemos el voto, pero que estén presentes y unidos. Muchas gracias por todo.
Sí. I really what you said.
There you go.
That was really cool. See, it sounds so good when it's, when you translate English to a different language. It's really cool, It's really cool how our mind just work and change it.
Yeah.
Isn't this amazing?
Yeah.
Because I speak two different languages in the Philippines. I speak Tagalog and Visayan. So when someone talked to me in Visayan, automatically my mind just turned into Visayan. Weird. That's really weird. Well, before we go, I just want to thank you so much for taking your time to be in the Census Show.
Thank you so
And I hope, I'm going to say I hope, you're the winner. I'm already claiming it, you
much.
guys.
Thank you. Appreciate
Is the
that.
winner for the. And before you go, I would like to let you taste some of the food that I was talking about that I got all the way. I drove 3 hours to Taco Bell. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I want to show. See, I have a taco salad, and then I have the burrito and everything. And we're going to eat that later. And then, of course, I have the salsa to go with it. And let's make a toast. I know that I have to toast with my margarita and your Coke.
Soda.
Soda.
Thank you much.
Cheers.
Cheers to
Good
you.
luck. Good luck
Thank you
to
much.
you. And anything you do, God bless you always.
Really
Be
appreciate it.
safe and say hi to your family, to Destiny, to Lily, to
Giancarlo,
Giancarlo,
Jaslyn, and
Jaslyn,
Kaylin.
and
You
Kaylin.
should be asleep, but it's 10 o'clock.
Thank you. God bless
Thank
you
you.
always.
Salud.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers.
to all of you.
Bye, you guys. Okay, now I'm gonna say goodbye. Guys, I hope you enjoyed our show today. Oh my goodness. I hope you learned something about Mexico. And also, I hope you learned something about our New York School Board candidate, Mr. Gabriel Arguiano Jr. I hope I pronounced it right. Arguiano Jr. All right. All right. And I just want to thank you so much for spending your time with us, my online family and friends. And of course, PHLB Radio, Viva Las Vegas. Anyway, I think, oh, don't forget to spay and neuter your animals, your pets, your house pets, to control the population. And of course, don't forget to vote if you're in the United States, or even if you're in other parts of the world and you're an American citizen, you can actually vote. So don't forget, please vote, vote, vote. It doesn't matter what party you belong to, register and vote. So God bless you all. Love, peace, and joy. See you soon. See you next Wednesday again. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Love you guys. Bye.